So, welcome to Aki Yorihiro, who's the co-founder of Newton Golf Shafts. It's a brand that we were introduced to by one of the Champions Tour players we worked with last year, but something that we haven't got over in the UK yet, but a really interesting product and something a little bit different.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. We were launched our shafts, Newton Shafts. We launched it in November of 2023. So 24 was our first year. I personally went to 22 Champions Tour events.
Yeah.
We converted 31 players to play it, put it in play on the tour. And we've had tremendous success on the tour. We've had tremendous success in the US markets. It's just been a lot of fun ride, right? Yeah. I think that our shafts feel different. And I think we can, talk more about that, but I think that's kind of the thing that caught people's attention.
Yeah, and we've spoken about this not long ago, but saying about how the differentiator from kind of a nuts and bolts point of view of the shaft is how much of it bends, rather than people associate, often talked about kick points and being a kind of key performance denominator of shafts, and actually that's not something that we'd really talk about with this product.
Right.
And that being totally different, and hence the different feel.
Right. So our motto is straighter, longer with less effort. Straighter, longer with less effort. And I will point out that straighter is always longer, right? So how do we achieve that? So one of the things that you alluded to, this longer bend point, so there's the longer bend profile. We call this the elongated bend, elongated bend. And what does that really mean, right? What does that really mean? Well, when you have an elongation, I'm bending more of the shaft. Yeah. And in that bend, we're storing energy. We're storing energy that we can then release onto the ball, right? So these shafts are more efficient because of the energy storage. The second point too is that when the bend is wider, it's so much easier to time your swing, time and sequence. Because as we take the club back, we're gonna feel that loading, and we know how we're gonna come and how we're gonna release. Sequencing better. So there's that swinging easier component. And the energy storage and the fact that it's very straight makes it go straighter and longer.
I think one of the key things that we spoke about was when you've got a shorter radius, essentially from the major bend point of the shaft, it's a quicker rotation rate. So if you've got a longer lever, longer kind of radius length from that kind of, because so much of it bends, it's a wider arc, it's a slower rotation rate, hence the straighter element to it, rather than a short, sharp kick.
Right.
And it's one of those things where as we were discussing the product, you kind of go, well, that really makes sense.
Thank you.
Which is always a great start point.
Right. I think people have thought about it. I think people have tried it. I think the difficulty in a wider bend is that it's harder to control. And if you tried it without certain proprietary designs like ours, you get a little torquey. And so you can swing it in a certain way, but if you swing harder, it doesn't work, or vice versa, right? So that's, I think, the real trick. And I think, so we're relatively unique in this direction. I think we're probably the widest arc. Again, the differentiation with a kicky shaft, like in our world, we don't talk about kick because our shaft don't kick. We like to talk about unloading. Kick is kind of unpredictable sometimes. It's a little slappy, you get spinny sometimes. And with ours, it's very, very forgiving in terms of lowering spin while at the same time being able to launch it higher. So that's kind of been a good thing. I think all the Champions players that have given us their trust, they've seen performance gain, right?
And there's one on the right over there, Mr. Ken Duke.
There's right there,
winner.
And he hits a lot of fairways, and he's gained distance. He's been able to go down and loft, yet still attain the same window that he wanted. And we gain him a lot.
I think the other element is with that kind of elongated loading of the shaft, is that energy transfer. That's something that shaft manufacturers all talk about, energy transfer through from the handle to the ball. If you haven't got a short, sharp kick, and it's a more gradual load through the shaft, it's going to be more consistent, it's going to be more efficient in terms of energy transfer.
Yes. We find that with all different players, and it seems to work really, really well. And it's one of the things that we focus on is a lot of human testing. Mechanical testing is great, but it's the humans that play golf. right? So, yeah.
And product-wise, I mean, they look great. The finishes are fantastic.
Yes.
Got the kind of the original model here, and we've got. I'll just pick this
Right.
one up.
So this is a color shift paint. It goes from green to purple. If we have a sun, it'll even be more vivid.
Yeah.
And then we're also on a dot system, so that we don't do the ladies, senior, regular and the stiff. We go with a dot system that goes from 1 to 7 dots. So we don't believe in gender differences. We don't believe in age differences.
Yeah.
You should play what's going to maximize your performance. So we do the 1 dot. And then this is a product that we're launching this year. It's called the Fast Motion. Basically, it is the same shaft, except it's about 7 to 10 grams lighter, dot for dot, compared to the Motion. And again, get fitted and play the shaft that's right for you.
Yeah.
Some people should have a lighter shaft, other people should not, right? So, and this goes from gold to red.
Yeah.
So that's our new color shift.
So
Some people are having too much fun.
and it's
Great.
not as late as you might think it is based on that. But Aki, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you so much.
Really enjoyed learning about the product.
Cheers.
And something that we're going to be in conversations with Aki about bringing it into the UK.
Love
So
that.
it's not in there yet, but something we'll hopefully be adding pretty soon to the demo matrix. So keep watching for this, and there'll be more on this product hopefully coming out. We'll get some in, test them out, and get you some data on that soon. So keep watching.
Great. Thank you very much.